I got a vibe tells me I should be sitting in on this scene for a while.
This is Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Fansproject CA-04 Stormbomb figure, part of their causality line and the not Insecticons. This is not supposed to represent Bombshell, although you get the idea. As you can see, really nice packaging that we've come to expect. He's actually missing. I already opened him and played with him, and he's fun. Really cool, really cool. Kind of like animation picture right here. Flip around here on the side, and you see the nice image of the actual figure itself. I like how it says, pictures shown prototype only. Well, product may vary. Why don't you actually get the final product on there? Flip around here on the back, and you see various poses that you can pull off with the guy. His bug mode, which very much like the Bombshell figure, supposed to replicate the look of a rhinoceros beetle, which I guess it kind of does that in a more classic stylized look. And then you got other pictures here showing her off. Really kind of cool. Flip around here on the other side. And again, a really nice kind of artistic cartoon look for him, which looks really cool. I love how they do that and then they show this. I mean, that's really cool. I really do like it. On the bottom, warning, blah, blah, blah. Take care when handling. There are sharp points. This one, yeah, this one has some sharp points, but not as much as backfiery. Holy cow. And then you got another image right here at the top. So really cool packaging, stuff that we've really come to expect with Fansproject. But I already got it open, so I can't say let's get it open and see how cool it actually is, because it's already open. So let me just show you how cool it is. Okay guys, so here we have Stormbomb opened up and out of its packaging. And starting things off first, just like the other causality figures, he comes with this nice little bio card. Really cool little artistic rendering right here. Causality, CA-04, Stormbomb, Fansproject, all that stuff. Flip it around here on the back, and you get a nice little read-up on it, and it says Skycrow Diary Entry 14502. After several months of training, all three of my apprentices are performing very well. Each one of them has shown to carry different talents. The natural leader, back 105, can always give precise and correct orders to his peers. Shred 125, a silent warrior, can execute whatever mission is given by the leader, and his combat skills are very impressive. However, among the three, Bomb 271 is different. He's a born tactician. He can always come up with plans and strategies which I would never have expect. I know he has a certain level of telepath ability. I believe under proper training, he can learn to control that power and become a more powerful ninja master than myself one day. The time has come. Tomorrow I will give them a final trial. If they are successful, they will be able to wield the power of the elemental forces which make them a true ninjutsu warrior. My revenge on that traitor Stardust can finally begin soon. Very interesting read-up that gives a little bit more story into the whole history of these figures. Hopefully we get a little bit more story at a later date. In addition to that, you also get the color instruction manual, which is really kind of nice. I really do like the actual colors that they put in here. Now, because this is their figure and not a upgrade to an existing Hasbro figure, they can show the full color picture of them and not just blocked out versions of it. But while it's a decent instruction manual, it's still actually, when I'm going through and doing it, it still really doesn't give you that much of information, and some of it actually you do seem to have to try and figure out yourself. One bit of the transformation that some people have had some problem with is later explained here in this extra little bit of instruction, which I don't know if they missed when they opened up the package or if this is only included in later releases. But one of the transformation aspects has you pulling his legs out. They collapse inward, and I'll show that off later on. And this shows off exactly how to get it without pulling the leg off of the ball joint, which is really nice, and I'm glad they actually included this. Now, as for the figure itself, as I said, it's supposed to kind of replicate the look of a Japanese rhinoceros beetle, and it actually pulls it off fairly well. For comparison, here's the new Fansproject version, and here's the actual G1 version of them. As you can see, very similar, I suppose. The colors are a little bit different, obviously, and it's much bigger. But you can kind of see the same design elements, I suppose. One of the biggest gripes people have had is this gigantic thing here at the top. It's not very much like the missile or weapon that sticks out of his head that you have with here, which might be hard to see because of the white background. There you can kind of see it. This being more like a blade type of weapon has thrown some people off. I don't mind it too terribly much, but I could definitely see where people would like a whole lot more G1 accurate look to it. And eventually that'll come out. Somebody's gonna make it and upgrade the upgrade, so just bear in mind that this is what you're gonna get when you open up the package. Also, when you open it up, you're going to notice that you got these little bits right here. Now, these are little bits and pieces that go with the previously released Thunderstrut figure. Now, I never had a problem with mine, so I don't entirely know why they did it. Some people have said that they strengthened the plastic on here. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with it, but it's a very, very nice touch and really speaks to the customer service, I suppose, of Fansproject, that they're willing to include replacement pieces for previously released figures. I think that's a wonderful touch, and while these aren't going to be used by me, I definitely could see where this would benefit a lot of other people. Now, it also comes with this really nice kind of chain, and it's actually a metal chain with little plastic bits on here. I'll show that off a little bit more in robot mode. This goes along with his weapon, but I absolutely love the fact that they really did include a metal chain with this. Very cool. Now, another kind of minor problem that people have had with this, and this is more of a problem for me than anything else, I really dislike these front little doodads. They really kind of suck. Now, in terms of his articulation, he's got little tiny ball joints right here on his legs, and these kind of swivel out. You have to really kind of position these all the way down as far as possible just to kind of have him stand on them. And this big giant thing here just makes them fall down. But you can, I don't even know if you can see that because I can't get low enough with my camera. It holds them up. Here, let's see if I can angle these like so. They're that kind of, you can kind of see it. I don't know, there's not much clearance here with these little bug legs or whatever. I mean, there's very little clearance here. Again, I don't know if you can see that very well, but, well, you can kind of see it there. Just the tip of that touches, and that's so very close to touching the ground. And then these front little legs that are kind of like these, because of this, the way that they're designed, you can only really kind of put them out like that or straight ahead. And, I mean, that's just, I don't know, those just really suck. I don't like those at all. The other thing is they're barely on. You can kind of see little indentations right inside there, and they sort of groove inside the little nub of an arm right here, but they don't stay on very well. They're not too terribly secure, and that's really unfortunate. And I mean, you barely bump them and they'll come off. I mean, they're very loose, and that's definitely a poorly designed feature on here. That's something that I definitely hope that a third party or something like that addresses, because that's just crappy in my opinion. Now, for the transformation, I'm just gonna take these off and throw these off to the side because they'll probably fall off anyhow. Come around here to the bottom, just kind of position these little leg bits in, take the hands, kind of loosen these up, they just tab underneath there. Rotate these up to get them out of the way, and then you can kind of see how they just slide right in here on this diagonal. Just rotate those out. Do that on both sides, just like so. Come around here, kind of separate these, pull this out. Now this is where the instructions tell you to kind of do things. Fold this out, kind of just spread those apart as much as you can, and then you have to take your finger and push inside here, and it's actually easy on this side. You just pop it in there and that loosens it up, and then you can pull it all the way down and extend it just like so. This one here though is a real pain in the butt. So again, just kind of fold that out, and then really put, oh, that actually was a lot easier. And then just pull all the way, and see, it still pops out. So you still have to, that's definitely not very good. Rotate that around. Actually, I think I pulled a little bit further than I'm supposed to, so that was my fault. So then just rotate those around like so, and here you have his legs. Fold that all the way out, just like that. And then these little bits here. Now, I know Bolt Matrix did a review of this, and he was really kind of proud of this. Maybe not necessarily proud, but was really showcasing this. He liked how this has little pegs on here. And granted, it kind of does, but like, for example, here's the little hole, that little thing here. And there's a little tab thing right there. It just kind of rests in there. It doesn't actually peg into it. He made it sound like it pegs in, and it doesn't. And I mean, it just lines up there on the side, but they don't stay in there, so it's not that great. Go ahead and do that on the other side, just like I said, rotate them around. So they're just like so, and now you have his legs completely done, and they're looking pretty good. Take this little section here, this rotates down, just like this. Yeah, that was positioned up, and then this folds down, covers in his little crotchal area. Crotchal. Yeah, whatever. And again, this is definitely a part of this figure that I'm not too happy with. The way that they did this was not that fantastic, if you ask me. His like little torso area, it's lacking in my opinion. Then just kind of rotate these down, rotate this. This will spin around. That's just on a little ball joint, and then position that where that can fold back inward. So again, angle that out like so, rotate around, and then fold that inward like so. And then position these little doodads here on the back, however way you really want them. I guess it doesn't matter what you do with that. Take this section here, fold this down, that reveals his head, and then this can angle in, angle down. This will kind of tab right here, fold that in, just like so. Position the head, and for the lack of playing with the all the extra accessories, here you have him in his robot mode. Now, one final bit here, you have these, this is where you just kind of plug these right in here, and they just kind of dangle off the side, just like so. And the final little bit is this chain thing here, which all you do is you peg it onto the bottom of these, and it kind of is stupid. So you peg that in, and that comes off, so that sucks. Now kind of angle these where they're up, and now you have the little chain dangling from his back. That's kind of a cool aesthetic, but these are supposed to be ninja warriors, and this guy more looks like he's gothic. I mean, with these giant sickle-looking things and this chain hanging off his back. I don't particularly like that. Now, you can take these off, and you can have him hold these as weapons. And, okay, so that's neat. He's kind of got, like, really long nunchuck weapons with little sickle things at the end. I don't know. I'm really not a big fan of this at all. So I typically just leave these off. And regardless if you don't even use that as a weapon, these things being up here on his shoulders really, to me, just kind of ruins the look and really separates this Stormbomb figure from Bombshell, and it really makes him look a whole lot more different. And I don't particularly like that. That's just too far off from the G1 look, I suppose. These are supposed to like be classic representations, and he never had these little dangly things. You know, and honestly, I shouldn't be too critical of these, because I can kind of see what they're going for. When he's got his arms here in his robot mode, these represent the front legs of him in his bug mode, and that's kind of what that recreates. So I guess that's not too bad, so I'm being a little bit more harsh on it than I really should be. But one thing that I really don't like is I don't particularly like the back thing. I really do like the style and design of that. That just looks a whole lot better. Now, I really do like some of the same characteristics that they keep with the new classic version. You know, he's got the little side things around his head. He has those here. His face is very similar with the mask, and he's wearing a mask as well. I can definitely appreciate what Fansproject was trying to do with it, and for the most part, they succeeded. I just really wish that these front arms were designed in a different way. Now, in terms of his articulation, his head is on this little ball joint, but it's kind of hard to get to because of these little side things, but you can kind of get him looking any which way you want to. It's just hard to get inside there. His arms rotate. They're kind of on ball joints, so they move in and out, but these bits here kind of get in the way, and that's one thing that kind of sucks. They don't really lock into place or anything, so you move them, and I mean, it constantly pulls that up, and then you have to hold that and then move the arm back. He also rotates at the upper part of the bicep. He's got a ball-jointed elbow as well as a swivel elbow. So he's got kind of two hinges there. Nothing in the wrist, but he rotates at the waist. He also separates at the waist. I don't exactly know why he does that. His legs are on ball joints. They move in and out. They also rotate. He bends at the knee, and he's got a little bit of pivot here, back and forth, and kind of at the toe. on his actual foot themselves. So overall, very well articulated. Fansproject really does do a tremendous job on the engineering and design aspect of these figures. I just think the execution on this one is a little bit more lacking than the other versions of their not Insecticons. And I really dislike this whole midsection here. These pieces here they just really kind of bug me. Now, while this really nicely captures the look of the G1 Bombshell figure, the people over at Repro Labels decided to take this Stormbomb and make him a little bit closer to Bombshell. And they released this Classics Bombshell sticker sheet, which is designed to upgrade this figure to give him a little bit more of a G1 feel. Repro Labels always does a wonderful job with their stickers, and I've showcased them in many of my other videos. And without a doubt, these are definitely stickers that a real enthusiast who wants to get a good classic look with their not Insecticons should want to pick up. And as you can see, the added details that the stickers add to this figure really just help make it absolutely pop and draw attention to how good this figure really can look. Now, while not entirely G1-esque, it has a lot of the same elements. One of the biggest kind of deviations from the actual G1 look would be this Decepticon logo here in the center. Now, while I personally would have preferred that it all just be yellow with the Decepticon logo on top of it, very similar to how this is, I really do like how they went with more of a classic look by incorporating this nice grid look. I'm not entirely sure if this is where they got the idea from, but as you can see on the shoulders, they have these nice little grid marks here. And that looks like it's carried over in the actual centerpiece, which I do like, although me being a little bit more of a G1 fan, I would kind of like this whole little bit just to be yellow. One other real nice touch that it's kind of a pain in the butt to actually apply, you have this little silver triangle here on the G1 figure. You have that again in terms of a sticker that you can add on, but it's really tiny. And you might actually mess it up, but luckily enough, something that is really nice and a wonderful touch is, in case you do mess it up, they gave you extra ones. You can see here and here that, you know, you have another chance of doing it. You also get an extra sticker here for this little purple bit here at the bottom, which is also very tiny and kind of hard to put together and get in there just perfectly. As you can kind of see, I don't have it perfectly centered because that's tough. Some other kind of nice nods that you have is you see you have the yellow here on the side. I like how they added yellow stickers to put on there. And then one real neat little thing is molded on here, you have little tiny silver round dots. I don't know if you can see that very well. What they did was they actually included silver stickers with the little round dot on there, which really nicely recreates that look. Some really nice stickers here that go to accent the toe. And some of the best stickers here are the actual chrome stickers that are on the back weapons. Speaking of the back weapon, as you can see, I didn't show this off earlier, but these actually come apart and you can have like little half size, I suppose. And you have the little sticker right on here, a little round red dot. That is really cool, and then you just put this back together, and obviously he can hold these. It's almost a little bit easier to put it in like this and squeeze it together. There you go. So you do have that as a weapon as well. One other kind of really neat bit is these little yellow stickers with these little arrows, same that you have on here, that's included in the sticker sheet. It shows off a little bit better in the actual bug mode, but we'll get to that in a little bit. And then, of course, you got little silver bits right up in here, just kind of, again, accenting the details and the features on the figure. All in all, the sticker sheet is wonderful. As I said, it really nicely kind of gives you the best of both worlds. It gives you a nice G1 look, but then furthering a little bit by giving it a little bit more individuality by mixing kind of a classic aesthetic to it, which I know is definitely going to appeal to some people. Without a doubt, if you have this figure, I highly recommend picking up this particular sticker sheet. Now to transform them back, again, I'm just going to remove these, put these off to the side, come around here to the feet, rotate these out like so, do that on both sides, kind of then get these arms, just get them out of the way, angle these little bits up here, just like that, kind of fold these in, fold this down, just like that, in, and now you have his feet lined up properly. Then just give these a little push and accordion those in as far as you can. That's tough. All right, And then these are going to just tab together, and again, kind of make sure you wiggle these all the way in, which is a little bit easier said than done. There we go, until that pops into place just like that. Come around here to this, angle this up, and this covers up his head. You kind of have to be careful when you're fitting it in there, though, because it's a snug fit. It's a snug fit. There we go. You get it just like so. Angle this out, just again to get this out of the way just like so. Take these little bits, extend these out, then rotate them around. Angle that out. Get these legs pulled away from the body. Those just rotate around just like so. And then you can see it goes on a diagonal. Rotate that in, and then take the hand, rotate that, and you're going to see a little tiny tab right here and a little hole inside there. So just rotate that around. It really kind of doesn't matter how you rotate it around, as long as you get it rotated around so that you can line up that peg and lock it in just like so. Then this little bit right here just kind of rotates and fits into place just like that. Do that on this side as well. Pull that out, rotate that around, straighten it, angle it up, rotate the fist doodad around. That locks into place. Kind of straighten out that, angle that down. That's going to fit snug just like so. Kind of then just rotate these little legs out and position them. These little gangly legs. And then add these little bits right back on his front legs. There you go. And here you have Stormbomb back in his bug mode. And as you can see here in the bug mode, you do get some more added details. Like, for example, you see this little crest thing a little bit better, and then you get some red stickers right there as well. Now, this figure is definitely a nice figure. Is it the best in terms of the non-Insecticons from Fansproject? I honestly can't say that. If you could only pick two, this wouldn't be one that I would pick. But they do kind of stick you with the whole thing because you kind of have to have all the Insecticons. Some minor flaws on here really make this figure suffer just a little bit, like the arms, or bug arms, and things like that. That being the biggest thing, I suppose. The crotch plate area is just really annoying. The transformation with these legs is actually kind of a pain in the butt because you got to push your finger in there, and then usually when you pull it out, you pop the leg off. So there could be some improvements to this figure, but I definitely think it's the weakest of the three. So my recommendation really is kind of based on a few things. If you have the other two, you almost have to get this guy. If you can only get one, it definitely wouldn't be this one. I'd save that for either the Backfiery or Thunder Shred. This is still a really nice attempt and probably one of the best representations of an Insecticon that we're going to get, since Hasbro doesn't seem to want to do it. But at a premium price point of $50 per figure, while that's not too terrible of a price, it also really kind of easily makes somebody want to pass on these figures. Especially this one. So until next time, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. Hopefully this video was kind of helpful. And until next time, this has been Optibotimus. I'll talk to you later.
Defenders of truth, robots who fight it.